I was gonna say, hey, Wiley went live, but it wasn't. It was bad, Chad.
No.
Is that okay? How you where it's at, or should I point it down a little bit more?
I would say point it down and over this way just a little bit.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Can you guys hear us? Okay. I have to turn the chat
Testing,
on.
testing.
1, 2, 3.
Ain't even nobody saying nothing yet. Which there's only like 2 people in here.
And one of those yourself, probably.
Yeah.
This chair's leaned back, and I don't want it to be. Okay. That's better. All right. Oh, now there's only one person.
There's only one. Somebody come in and left.
I bet there's a lot of people going live at Pinecone Fest.
You know, I wasn't even thinking of that. Yeah, you're probably right.
Because there's a lot of, Pinecone Fest is today. 2nd annual Pinecone Fest. Where is it at? Mount Vernon, Texas?
Mount Vernon's where it was.
Yep. Did you just thumbs up yourself?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Oh, hey, now it says there's 3. Pat Montgomery, hello. How are you tonight?
Hi, Pat.
Seems like a pretty quiet night here on YouTube for Friday.
So, I've been hanging sheetrock all day and left there and come straight home and had like 10 minutes to sit down and get ready for this live. So, I'm dirty. I've got sheetrock dust all over me.
Better you than me. I got home about 15 minutes before this live started because little Miss Lily had a dentist appointment today. So I just got home too.
Yep.
And yep. Doing good. I made tuna casserole. Yum.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's been a while since
Jim won't ever make me any tuna casserole.
Whatever. I've made it before. It's just been a while. Listen to him complain. I did make him some really good salmon and fried rice for dinner though last night.
Yes.
But he doesn't tell you guys about that. It turned out really good.
So I have been driving my truck now for like a week, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Guys, it's insane. Everywhere I go. So, just for example, I was on my way home today, and I wanted to stop at our local grocery store and grab a couple gallons of sweet tea. And so I get out of the truck, and I start walking towards the store. And somebody pulling up hollers at me and is like, "Hey, man, that is a awesome truck." You know, that's not the words he used, but anyway. So I was like, "Thanks," you know, and went on into the store and got my tea, and I come back out. And as I'm walking out the door, I've got 2 gallons of sweet tea, one in each hand. And as I'm walking out the door, Jen calls me. So I'm, trying to get both gallons of tea on one hand and get my phone out of my pocket to answer.
I was aiming for the perfect wrong moment, and I got it. I nailed it.
And so I'm answering my phone, and I look up, and there's 3 different people standing around my truck taking pictures of it. So, I talked to them for a couple of minutes, and I start leaving the grocery store, and standing on the corner across the street's a guy taking a video of my truck taking off and going down the road. And then I get home.
Super loud right now.
And then I get home, and I turn my phone on. I get on Facebook. I sit down while Jen's getting everything ready for this. I look on Facebook, and one of my friends had somehow got a picture of my truck.
Leaving the grocery store.
Now, this wasn't even this trip. This was probably yesterday. And had posted it, commented on one of my posts in a picture of my truck. And
I said, how funny would it be if they didn't know that was your truck and just sent you a picture of this cool truck that they saw? We missed saying hi to a couple people. Hi, Mike Henderson and Charlene Grady. How are y'all doing this evening?
So I've got to say, guys, so far my truck is a pretty big hit.
He's the center of attention everywhere he goes. And it's only a 3-seater, so I'm stuck at home with the kids after my surgery while he's been out working and doing stuff to provide. And so he gets to enjoy being the center of attention without me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm missing out on all of it.
I'm gonna have to start charging her if she wants to
Yeah.
ride with me.
Hey DJ,
Hey,
how's it
DJ.
going? Yeah, so and he had the he actually went and had someone do the exhaust the other day. You tell him about it, cause you know all the right lingo and stuff. Anyway,
I don't know what you're trying to
the
say.
stacks. You had the stacks actually hooked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had the stacks actually hooked up. So I stopped by his place. It's a guy I've used. He's the only one that's done a muffler on one of my vehicles since I was 16 years old. And I stopped by his place. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul, how's it going?
So I stopped by his place and I had him bend me a couple of pieces of pipe that I could weld onto the bottom of my stacks and run it through down underneath so he would have a place to hook onto. So then we took it, what was it, Monday?
Tuesday you had your stacks done, I think?
Tuesday, I guess. Took it to his place and he hooked them up and got them all. Where's your wrench? I don't know, Paul. I don't know how to do all that stuff. Ask her, not me.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, honestly, it is, I love it, the way it sounds, but it's just too dang loud. It's going to wind up getting me in trouble.
It's so loud. I can hear him coming from about a mile away. That's not an exaggeration.
So I'm working on a video now. I'm going to build some basically muffler inserts, or I don't know what you would call it.
You're welcome, Paul.
I don't know what you would call it, but I'm making some inserts to go in those stacks to try to tone it down just a little bit. I don't want it to too much, but it's, I mean, it'll literally hurt your ears going down the road right now.
Paul, you're probably the only moderator this channel has.
Yeah, probably.
Because
I don't think I've ever done it. Yeah.
No, we haven't really done a lot of lives on this channel. And haven't really, I think you're probably the first moderator that we have. I don't even know. Maybe my channel is moderator. I think maybe, but that's it. If you want to know how loud them stacks are, check out Dirt Perfect on YouTube. Yeah, you were saying something about that channel before, because I think he was saying that those are the ones that did that square tubing stacks like you did. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're loud. They're hooked up and they're loud. Like I said, I'm gonna basically build a if anybody remembers what they was, the old glass pack mufflers, I'm going to build one and insert it inside the stack, and hopefully it'll tone it down a whole lot.
You got to go to work, or are you coming in to join us?
No, I'm about to go to work.
You going to work?
Yeah, I got work at 5.
Okay.
I always like to get there early anyway, so.
Drive safe.
Yeah,
bye, I love you.
What time you get off?
What? Midnight?
12:30.
Dang, better you than me.
So anyway, trying to build some stuff just to see what it'll work. Something I'm going to play with and see how I can make calm the noise down a little bit. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter. Because Wiley he got paid to move an RV about 20 miles.
So yeah, that was another exciting thing the other day. So, you know,
I missed out on.
I mean, I built this truck to pull to work. You know, that's what it's built for, is to work. And my cousin over at the wrecker service, he's got he calls me every now and then, and somebody will call the wrecker service and need like a fifth wheel moved, or you just never know, something like that. Well, I've really been excited about, waiting on his next call. And while I was over there, I'm working on my uncle's place. So while I was over there, he hollered at me and he was like, "Hey, this fifth wheel trailer down here is being repoed, and we just need it delivered to another wrecker service over in Shawnee, which is about 20 miles. And so I go down and I hook onto it. First time I've hooked onto anything like that with this truck yet. And this was a 42-foot long fifth wheel travel trailer with 5 slide outs. This was a massive
That
travel
thing's
trailer.
bigger than our house.
Huge. It's huge.
Our shed is only a 12 by 40, so that thing was it's definitely longer than our house for sure.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Paul. Very
Yes,
much.
yes.
Very much so.
It'll come eventually.
Yeah, one of these days. So anyway, I hook onto the camper. You know, I don't have a clue how my truck's going to act hooked onto anything like that. So I hook onto it, and, you know, that big old camper only squatted it maybe an inch, which really surprised me. And, of course, that was a very windy day. We was getting some pretty good wind gusts that day, and had it not been for the wind blowing, I don't even know that truck would have known it was behind it. Pulled it to Shawnee like nothing.
Can you tell he's proud of himself? I'm proud of you too.
But because you think about this, my stacks coming up right behind my cab with a big fifth wheel trailer standing up behind it back here was echoing all the sound right back off into my cab, and it was bad. I have got to calm those stacks down a little bit.
Yeah, before he gets pulled over and gets a ticket.
What'd Paul say?
He said, wow, Wiley must have had a curry if it was that windy. Curry? I don't know. I don't know the meaning of that, or...
It's probably something...
Or spell check guy.
Probably something across the pond that don't quite calculate with what we would say. Maybe.
That's lost in translation. Yeah. I'm gonna get up and get a drink really quick because I didn't think about doing that before the live started. I was too busy trying to schedule the live because a good curry will give you the farts, Jen.
Okay, so you really meant curry then.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. But yeah, it done great. Done exactly what I built it to do. And other than it just being a little bit too loud for me. So that's definitely something I've got to get fixed. I've got an appointment Tuesday morning to have a new windshield put in, thanks to one of my followers. And a bad curry will be just like a Taco Tuesday. So yeah, thanks to one of my followers, I've got a appointment Tuesday to have a new windshield put in it. And let me tell you something, guys, that windshield ain't cheap for this truck. Of course.
That curved glass.
Yeah, that curved glass is, of course, I've got to have a new gasket, the rubber gasket. I've got to have a new one of those also. Everything should be in Monday, and then I should be there Tuesday morning to have windshield put in. So it's got a crack that runs from about almost right in the middle of where you look through the windshield that goes up and right across the middle of the windshield all the way to the passenger side and then goes up again. So I was just going to deal with it and had one of my followers reach out and
offer to help with it.
So yep.
It's a blessing.
Definitely.
She's a blessing.
Because I wouldn't be near this far if it wasn't for for some of my followers.
Carol said, glad your truck is running so good. Now just to make it quieter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how many of you have heard the story before, but it's a custom truck that Wiley built. We got a really good deal on a 2014 Chevy 3500 dually
four-wheel
drive. I mean, we got a really good deal on it because it had been stolen, and so it had a junk title, which means that you can't do anything with it but part it out.
Okay, so let me clear something up. Not because it had been stolen, but it was a stolen recovery. They had an auction. They had an auction at the wrecker service.
That makes it sound bad. We did not steal it. That is not. It wasn't the 5-figure discount that we got on it. Okay, so it was stolen in like 2015, and then it was recovered last year. And it was still in excellent condition, minus some hail damage and the bad tires. Like, this truck was in excellent condition. And it only had, 56,000 miles on it? And so it's dang near a brand new truck. So because we couldn't title it, we decided to use it for parts. So everything under the hood and inside is all 2014. But the outside of it is all custom built by this guy right here.
Everything except the exterior of the body.
Yeah.
Is 2014.
And so it's like that Johnny Cash song.
Yeah. One piece at a time.
Yeah. That's except he didn't work at the factory.
Yeah.
He got all his stuff out of a junkyard one piece at a time.
Yeah, DJ, I mean, really, you should wear earplugs while you're in there. Because, of course, it's a 1962 cab, so there's not any provisions for noise in those trucks. Those trucks was noisy trucks anyway. There's not any, sound deadening in the the walls of it or anything. So,
hey, Dave,
it really rattles the inside of the truck when you're driving it.
So Paul said there's a quick cheat for your stacks, Wiley. Get a couple of mufflers and some plate and weld cut the plate to fit inside the stacks, fit the muffler to the plate and weld it in place. I think that's pretty much what
That's pretty much what I'm doing, Paul, except I've got we had some expanded metal laying here and
in one of our junk piles.
I rolled it up into a 3-inch diameter round piece, and it's about 18 inches long, and I'm going to be welding plates to the end of it, and then wrapping steel wool all around the outside of it, and then sliding it down in there. So, the expanded metal will catch the noise, and it'll go through the steel wool, and it'll basically be like a glass pack muffler, pretty much.
She says hello.
Hi, Miss Kitty.
Uh-oh, he said I must be getting old. I'm thinking like Wiley.
Yeah, that's I've been looking at the old cherry bombs or the old glass pack mufflers, but all of them that I'm seeing is exactly 4-inch diameter on the outside, and my stacks are 4-inch diameter on the outside. So I would have to, smooth off the sides a little bit to get it slid down in there, which would be a lot easier than what I'm doing, but it would be a lot more expensive because those glass packs are about $40 a piece, and I can buy steel wool for, I think I give $8 for like 70 feet of it, and on Amazon, and I've got everything else laying around here, so I can just build it myself and be a lot cheaper.
Much like everything else, he's just using stuff that he found in one of her junk piles.
Laying around out here.
And that is why I'm okay with him having junk piles everywhere. So, we were having this conversation last night, because many of you guys know we're going to be moving to Arkansas in the spring. And hey, T. McD, how are you? I was cooking and almost missed you. Happy Friday, everyone. Yes, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I don't even know what we're doing for dinner. I just got home a little while ago, so I have no idea.
You're fired.
Yeah. So anyway, we were talking about last night, right? And I was like, when we build our new house, I want to have storage, places to put things. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter if it doesn't go there, blah, blah. So we're like having this conversation, and I was like, yeah, says the guy who has piles of crap scattered everywhere in our yard.
Which is why I wish Wiley would do more videos. I swear I'm trying, guys. I don't know. I have so much trouble. And it's like,
I made chicken stew with spaghetti pasta for dinner.
So last night when I got home, first thing on my mind was to try to get something done with those mufflers. Try to get some mufflers built. So I set up the camera and,
I was actually proud of him for setting it up all by himself.
Got my parts all out there on the back, and honestly, by the time I got that done, it was too dark. I couldn't do anything. So, I mean, I made a little short, got part of my video made, I guess. We'll put it that way. But it's just, I could have probably had one built had I been able to come home and just start building it. But
Yeah.
I had to get the camera set up and get it in the right spot and go, get my tools there where it could be in front of the camera. And by the time it was all said and done, it was dark.
Because it's so often I'm chasing him around with the camera. Because he doesn't work where the camera's at. The camera has to come to him. And unless it grows legs,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to happen. So, but I did do some recording of him. I already put that video out though, didn't I?
Which one?
Oh yeah, but you doing your stacks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got that one out. We've been talking about his next video, but I gotta get him to go out there and do a walk around. We should do that after we're done here. On this live. We should do a walk around on your truck. I wish he'd do more videos too, especially while I'm laid up recovering, because I have plenty of time to edit. I'm finally getting back on the bandwagon too. I produced a cooking video that I put out today. But I just haven't been able. Hey Liam, I haven't been able to do a lot of recording because I can't stand for too long. I can't sit for too long. I can't walk for too long. I can't. I'm just under a lot of restrictions right now. So, who's inviting me for dinner? I mean, you could come here, but we might be having dog food because I haven't planned dinner yet.
If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, he's in Canada. I think dinner would be cold by the time he got here.
Probably not, because I haven't started it yet. So you got a couple hours to get here. Well, I don't notice strengthening bar across the stacks to hang chains up.
They're fixed. It's coming.
That's so funny. You guys really do think
it's coming. I was telling Jen the other day that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some braces across there, and I'm going to hang some chains up, and
And then he said he's going to build a tray underneath
to put all the tails of the chains in.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he was like, then I just have to buy chains.
Yeah. So having chains. I have like one out there maybe.
Yeah. I used to be a trucker.
Yeah, me too.
That explains it then. Yeah.
Me too.
And the whole idea is to make it look like a little semi-truck.
That's exactly what I want, yeah.
And it's turning out really awesome.
It is. Guys, I am, you just have no idea how excited I am about this truck. And it makes me more excited every day to drive it into town and to see the reactions of the people and,
The only time I've been able to go with him to go to town in it was the other day. We met some people at the grocery store to buy them some food. And, but it was already after dark.
Yeah,
it was like 9 o'clock at night. And it just, I think it would have been so much better if it was during the day. And I had even said that when we were on our way to town. I said, I wish this could have been done during the day so people could actually see the truck.
So,
that's so awesome.
If you can imagine this in your head, guys, a 42-foot fifth wheel travel trailer, massive travel trailer hooked onto the back of this truck, and I'm coming into Shawnee, and as you come down Highway 3 into Shawnee, you come up to Highway 18, which is Harrison Street in Shawnee. Sitting right on the corner on the opposite side of the road where you're coming up to, you come up to a stoplight, sitting over there is Lobo's Tire Shop. And so they detail cars, they do tires.
I think that's it.
I think they do a couple of other little things, but whatever. It's, obviously a lot of car-minded people hang out there.
Right. Yeah.
So I come up to the stoplight, and I look over, and I don't know what they had going on, if it was just a super busy day, but the parking lot was completely covered in cars. There was people standing everywhere out in front of this place, and with these stacks being that loud, I take off from the stop sign and turn right to go up Highway 18, and everybody stopped what they was doing and turned around and was watching me drive by. That made me feel awesome, guys.
You should. That truck is awesome. You've done such a good job. I'm so proud of you. Wiley gets discouraged easily. So that truck, he's actually tried to sell it a couple times. And I was like, you better pick something else to sell. Because that, no. I told him, I was like, you've been dreaming of that truck since you were a kid. You're not selling it off. And he told me the other day he was glad that I didn't let him sell it.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't sell it.
I mean, I don't know if it's ADHD or what it is, but, you know, whenever I start doing something, if something comes up and it gets pushed off for too long, I just lose his interest. And that's kind of what happened to this truck. Uh-oh.
You just almost made my drink come out of my nose, Paul.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
If he wasn't a moderator, it probably would have held that comment.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, you know, if I get pushed off too long, if things get I just get.
He gets easily discouraged.
Yeah, get discouraged really easy, and then, you know, something comes up, and, you know, we might need a few bucks, and I'm like, let's just sell it and be done with it. And because I really, you know, there was a point that I didn't see it ever really coming to fruition, you know, and I was getting a little discouraged. But
he said, nope, I got away with it as a viewer also.
Hey, Ford dude.
Ford dude, hi. But that's what you want them to think and say.
That's when you know you've done it right.
So, Drew and Lindsay told us about a car show that's going to be in their neck of the woods. Shoot. Tomorrow.
Weekend? No, it's next week.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Ain't it?
Tomorrow's the 14th. Is that what they said it was in their neck of the woods?
I don't know.
Is Wilburton next weekend?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah. So there's a big car show in southeastern Oklahoma next weekend that Wiley really wants to go to.
Oh, it is this weekend for Drew and Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not making it to that one.
Dang it. But gas prices are down right now, surprisingly.
Yeah.
For the moment.
Yeah.
So what better time to take a road trip?
Yeah.
When the gas prices
So
are low.
Wilburton, Oklahoma is they've been putting on a big car show down there for quite a few years. And I think I want to do everything I can. Oh, that's why they couldn't get to Pinecone Fest. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I want to do everything I can to be down there, but I don't know how to say it. But right now, I'm kind of pushing the envelope on driving this truck. So it's weird.
We're still waiting on title work. So in Oklahoma, now when you sell a vehicle, or you buy one, you take the tag off of your old vehicle and you keep it and you put it on your new vehicle. So we're selling our white truck. So he took the license plate off of the white truck and put it on this new truck that he built, which is totally legal. But we're still waiting on title work to come back on this truck before we can register it in our name.
And I don't want to drive it that far without it being
registered
100% registered.
And
so,
our insurance that we have on our white truck right now will still cover this truck in case of an accident. But you can only do that for like 30 days.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Ford dude said, people flip me off all the time for my loud ass Mustangs and old Ford F100. And I'm like, damn right, that's me.
Yeah, the only thing, I mean, it wouldn't bother me a bit to leave it the way it is. That's the way pretty much every car I've ever had's been, except it would get more attention from the police, and I would rather not have that much attention.
So, T. McD said loud pipes save lives.
Absolutely. I'm going to put a sign like that on the back of this truck.
Yeah. Ford dude also said, I wouldn't know how to drive an electric car if I can't hear what I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I blew it up.
Right.
And try to start it over and over again because you can't hear that it's running. And then Paul said, "Wise choice, buddy. Never want to risk it when you're that far from home base, right?"
Yeah.
I mean, no, never mind. I was gonna say if we're going to Drew and Lindsay, we'll be actually closer to our other home base.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But Wilburton's far from both of them.
That's not going to happen this week. So, Ford dude, you said that. What's funny about that? Tesla actually engineered a soundtrack that plays on their radio to where you hear your car running and shifting and making noise when you're driving a Tesla.
They had to,
Yes.
they had to insert the sound.
So there's actually a soundtrack
That's funny.
that plays on the radio that makes you think you're driving. That you can hear your vehicle make noise.
Huh. What would we do if we didn't have that muffler to drown the kids out?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but that would sound like a blown out speaker.
Yeah. I've always been curious about how that would sound. I don't know.
That's too funny. I like Ford, dude. Other than his name has Ford in it.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just kidding. Paul said, Jen, Roxanne had an issue with her car's paperwork and had to keep it off the road for 2 months until she got it sorted.
Wow.
Yikes.
Huh. So this one is, so the truck, the 62 that I built this out of, has been setting for, I don't even know how long. I didn't even pay any attention to the tag on it when we tore it apart. So it's been off the road for years. And,
Yeah, I don't even remember looking to see if it had one.
so it was
Ford
one of,
sure beat Chevy.
so it's one of my really good friends that had this truck, and they had bought it off of a friend of theirs. It's registered to him, Gentry Farms, which is a local farm around here. It was one of their farm trucks, and they got it from them, and he thought he had the title at his shop, but he can't find it. So he's got to go back over to Gentry's place and see if they can get the title, find the title or whatever. And it's just been taking a little longer than they thought it would. I mean, it's all legal. It's not anything to worry about, but I don't want, in this situation, I don't want to drive off, 2 or 3 hours away and
Something happened. Yeah.
So I want to make sure I'm 100% before I go that far.
Ford dude said, Ford to the core, but I do like all vehicles. I just bought an 07 Colorado for a daily.
Eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he said, Paul, you sound like my kind of people. Yeah. I think so too. Hey, Jody.
Hey, Jody.
How are you doing today? I know it's still kind of fresh, but any news on the situation you're dealing with? That really, really stinks. Hey, Eddie, how's it going?
Hey, Eddie. So yeah, and it drives excellent, guys. I mean, it's like, I say that. It drives good. It don't ride good. So it's a short wheelbase 1 ton that's 4-wheel drive. It rides like a log wagon. Unless you have a 42-foot fifth wheel on the back of it, and it rides like a Cadillac. But it is very rough riding when it's empty.
I know that the couple times I've rode in it, our private road is pretty rough right now, and you hit a pothole and you definitely feel it. It feels like a crater and not a pothole.
Jen was like, well, what can we do about that? Do we need to buy new shocks? And I was like, you're not doing anything with this 1 ton 4-wheel drive. It's just not.
I just gotta secure myself and hold on. That's it. Yeah. No waiting on new cards. Credit card fraud is the pits. Oh,
man, who was it that threw that here a while back?
Lila Newton.
Oh yeah, that was Lila. Yeah.
Yep. Jody, did you say they got your debit card too?
Hi,
your bank
Daisy.
account? Yeah. Hi, Daisy. I watched one of Sam's shorts, or Dave. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to call you Dave now. Anyway, I was watching one of his short videos the other day, and Daisy wouldn't let him on the bed. So he'd move, and then she'd follow him, and then she'd do this and not let him on the bed. Ford dude said, Paul, same here. My father was a Ford guy, so it got into my blood at a young age, and I've been drag racing Mustangs since the mid '80s.
So when it comes to Ford and Chevy for me, there's only one reason why I'm a Chevrolet guy, and I always have been, but that's because I like to build junk. And you take a Chevrolet, anything from a 4-cylinder Vega up to a 454, C60 2-ton truck. You can take the motor out of it and put it in the next one. And everything bolts up. You don't have to worry about nothing. But you do that to a Ford, you go from a 6-cylinder to a V8, you've got to have a new transmission. You go from a 302 to a 351, you got to have a new transmission. You go from a 351 to a 400, you got to have a new transmission. You go from a 400 to a 460, you got to have a new transmission. They don't just swap. And, everything else is different. The different motor mounts, different, everything's different. On a Chevrolet, it's literally you pull one out and you put another in. It don't make a difference what size it is, it'll bolt right up. Fords don't work out that way. So whenever you're building junk, it's easier to do it with a Chevrolet because everything interchanges.
Paul said Chevy parts are easy to get, Wiley.
Yes, they are a dime a dozen. I mean, that Chevrolet stuff's laying around everywhere. And I say that, it's getting worse nowadays. Whenever I was a kid, if I needed a head off of a 350 Chevrolet, I could probably walk in my backyard and pick one up. It's getting a lot worse now. It's a little harder than that now.
T McD said that Chevy swap easy. That's right.
Yeah.
And then Ford dude said Paul plus all the Chevy guys have to buy our Mustangs to put their Chevy engines in because Chevy has never made a great race car. You just don't have the right scrap yards, Wiley. Paul, my current drag car is a 58 Mustang GT twin turbo. It's stupid fast. That sounds awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
My first car was a Ford Mustang, but it wasn't a cool one. I don't remember what year it was, but I got my first car in the early 2000s.
Was it the one that looked like the Pinto?
Yes.
That's the Mustang 2.
And it had a convertible, and it was just an ugly car. It was not a nice car.
I don't know, did they make a Mustang 2 convertible?
I have no idea, but it was convertible. And it was not a pretty car by any means. And I was a girl. I didn't race. I was smart enough not to get pulled over doing stupid stuff, so I didn't do that. And then I had a 2001 Mustang GT Cobra, I loved that car.
Hi, Jan. We understand.
Bye.
What'd she say?
I don't know what she said.
Ford dude said. Oops, I meant 58. Oh, 50. I meant 85.
85.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's a Fox body then. We just sold a Fox body in our auction we had the other day. I love the Mustang 2 I've owned. Them King Cobras are pretty awesome cars. They're ugly, and I don't know. To me, they are the bottom line of the Mustang market, period. But they are cool cars. It's just like a Pinto. I like a Pinto. I love a Pinto. I'd love to have one because I'd like to be able to put a 351 or something in it maybe. But
hi Dot, how are you?
Please. Thanks, Jody.
Everybody say a prayer for Jody Young. She's been a victim of credit card fraud.
Identity theft or whatever you want to call it.
I hope it's not full-blown identity theft.
Yeah, no kidding.
But
yeah, because I think that's what Lila went through was identity theft.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if my dad will be able to tell me what year my Mustang was, because I don't remember.
But yeah, of course, the King Cobra was a special car in itself, but I've always liked making them, them little cars like that and making them do stuff they wasn't supposed to do anyway. But I've always been the type of person that I've never been a big sports car guy. I love them. I like to see them, but I've never owned a bunch of them because I like to take stuff that's not supposed to go fast and make it go fast. So, I always had, I had a 60 model Chevrolet short wide bed with a 455 Olds motor in it. I had a 62 model Chevrolet with a 500 Cadillac motor in it. I had a, what was that? 62 short wide bed that was all Camaro subframed, Camaro rear end, and had a 402 big block in it. But I've always, you take stuff that's not supposed to go fast and make it go fast. That's where I've always been. I've not been a huge sports car fan.
Ford dude said, "Oh yeah, I own 13 Fox bodies." That's just a couple.
Yeah.
T McD said, "Yeah, they hit me too. Jody canceled all cards. Oh no!
Oh my gosh!"
So back when my credit wasn't very good, I used to joke about it and be like, "Well, I don't have to worry about being a victim of identity theft because
nobody wants my credit anyway."
I have bad credit and my bank account's empty, so there's nothing for them to take. But now that I've worked up and got my credit to where it's decent, I would be upset if
that's gonna
happened. Oh man.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Wiley, that's why I love
rat rods. You can build them any way you want, and they're all cool.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
That's pretty much. I mean, there's every time I go out to see him working on his truck, I tell him it looks very Mad Max.
So yeah, and that's a point. That's rat rods, things like that. I like to do because, like Jen said the other day, if you watched my video of me building the stacks for my truck, she was like, "Well, if you have to cut this," because I got my angles wrong, so I kept having to recut trying to figure out my angles. And she said, "Well, if it's going to be too short, is it going to be too short if you have to cut it again?" And I'm like, "Well, that's the thing about doing this kind of stuff is it don't matter. Whatever your outcome is, as long as everything looks right and looks good, it don't matter. Because you're not building something to a certain standard. I don't know how to explain it. It's
it's custom. So
it's supposed to be that way.
Who knows if it's a couple inches shorter than it was originally intended to be? Yeah.
Nobody's going to know.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless I tell them all your secrets.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see Doc come in. Hi, Doc.
Yep. I said hi to her already.
Did you?
So yeah, if Wiley ends up going to the car show next weekend, I'm either gonna really try to go with him, or I'm gonna be really sad that he's gonna have to go without me.
What's Ford dude say?
I
can't read that all.
Hell, if it's too short, just weld some more on it and leave the bubble gum welds, and it all goes with the theme.
Yeah, right.
He actually, so his bumper come off of a semi truck, and he had to cut it and narrow it up so it would fit. And we had talked about it, and he decided to put some welds across the, where he'd welded it, put some welds across there to kind of make it look like stitches over a scar.
Yep.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
So I think I'm going to continue that theme throughout the truck. I really haven't decided how to do it on other parts of the truck yet, but I think I'm going to continue that theme, and I think its name is going to be Stitch.
Yeah, and it saves a lot of time too, because then you don't have to grind all those welds down to make them look pretty. Of course, that's usually my job. His job is to build stuff, and my job is to make it look nice.
Yeah.
And so if he
late 70s, early 80s, so it was a Mustang too.
Okay, yeah. It was not a pretty car. And it had the convertible, and the back window was made out of like that thick plastic, and so you couldn't even hardly see out the back window.
I don't even remember seeing a Mustang 2 convertible.
Maybe it was a rare car.
If that was a Mustang 2 convertible, you might have had something.
I don't know. It was my first car. I didn't have it very long. My dad got pulled over driving with no driver's license, and it got impounded. I think he only paid like $300 or $400 for it or something. I don't know. Anyway, we've already talked about the truck for like almost an hour.
So I got the call this morning from our well guy.
Oh yeah, finally. I mean, we've been trying to get a hold of him. I mean, we've been waiting on him to get over there for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, for a while. He went over this morning and checked everything out. He says he found water around the area that we wanted.
He hadn't even told me that yet.
So yeah, kind of exciting news. We'll be getting to know more about that here in a few days. So he said he is in the Boonville area right now, doing some wells. So he said it's going to be fairly quickly. He'll be able to get over there.
That's so exciting. He said anytime someone talks about cars, I'm all in. That's how Wiley is.
Yeah, me too.
Me, I try to keep up. I try to follow along. Most things, I don't know the name of it, so it's, the thingy-majiggers. Yeah.
Well, Ford dude, you're obviously know a little bit about Mustangs. How many of the Mustang 2s did they make convertible? It's not one of something that was in my circle anyway, so I don't know a whole lot about them, but I don't recall seeing a lot of convertible Mustang 2s.
Look at the cat. She's got her collars around part of her ear. She runs around the house like it's her own personal jungle gym. Wiley, how's
my day
your
job?
Day job going?
So if you can't tell, I've got sheetrock dust. I'm covered in sheetrock dust. I mean, I'm surprised I don't look like a ghost on there. But got all the sheetrock done today. Gonna start bedding and taping and texturing Monday.
I've never been more happy to be stuck in bed.
So actually, probably Tuesday morning I have so I'll start bedding. I should have bedding taped all Monday, and then Tuesday morning we've got appointment to have a windshield put in the truck, and then Wednesday I should be able to texture. So by the end of next week we should be done.
Ford said, I've never seen one in person, but I won't say they never made one.
Yeah,
and he said, let me check my Google friend here. That's what I picked up my phone to do, was check. Nope, Wiley looks like a garden gnome and not a ghost. Yeah, let's look this up real quick.
And then the neighbor, I think he's going to get insulation. So insulation and sheetrock for him will be next. As soon as he gets that all done, we'll have that stuff all done. And then I guess we're just going to have to go back to town and finish up the one we've been working on in town.
They make them. See, I told you it was an ugly car.
No, that's Fox Body.
Oh.
That's a Mustang too.
Oh.
I don't see one.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it was convertible and it was only a 2-seater.
Yeah, a 2-seater.
I'm pretty sure it was only a 2-seater.
I don't know. Because my Fox Body convertible was a 4-seater. I mean, it had...
Oh yeah, my dad said it was a Mustang too.
What?
And he said late 70s, early 80s.
That had to be a Mustang 2 if it's late 70s, early 80s. But because they went from the Mustang 2 to a Fox Body. And then but I don't know. Whatever. I missed that comment. I was talking to you.
Sorry, my bad. Maybe it was a Cabrio? A Ford Mustang Cabrio?
Well, that's
right?
a Fox Body. Though.
Okay, yeah, I don't. Anyway, get back to the comments so we can see what y'all are saying.
See what was said.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like they made a few. Not sure how many, or not.
Well, see, you had some hen's teeth right there.
Yeah, right.
Golly.
And I didn't even appreciate it.
Yeah, no kidding. No, what?
No offense, but when I see a convertible, even in a Fox body, all I see is a
Parts
car.
car. I hate Verts. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big convertible fan.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy one for myself, but when I was 16, I felt really cool driving one. Even though it was old. I mean, at that time.
I bought one, I think it was an 89 302 5-speed car convertible, and it was like pristine, nice car. I give like $800 for it. It's the only reason I ever owned one, but I didn't have it for a couple of days and sold it.
Come here, Miss Kate. Oh. Oh, you're purring like you want to be sweet, but I know you just want to attack me.
She looks like she's wanting to attack me.
Yeah. This cat is crazy. This morning I woke up to her attacking my feet.
Well, guys,
I've been on here for 50 minutes.
I know we're probably a little bit early cutting off here. We try to stay around for an hour, but I think Jen's wanting to go up and do a little bit of videoing of the truck. And
For you guys.
Yeah.
Because I love you guys so much.
And if we don't get a move on, it's going to get dark on us really quick. And I want to maybe try to mess with them mufflers a little bit more and see what I can figure out on them. So
He's just trying to make it seem like I want to get out of here. He wants to get out of here and go work on his truck.
yeah.
She's adorable. She's so adorable. Look at her. Look at the camera, Miss Kitty. I love her so much. I'm not even a cat person, but I never knew I could love a cat so much as this one. Even though she's mean to me. We got to get a burnout in the old truck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We were actually talking about that
Well,
yesterday.
we was really talking more of a donut, but we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But it's like I was telling her, you know, I want this truck, you know,
To last.
to work and to last. And I think, yeah, Paul.
I'm not that wide. He's gonna have to cut it in the middle.
That kind of stuff is you know, pretty deteriorating on some of them trucks.
Fun but destructive.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'm gonna record him doing a good donut in it, and then that's
One
probably
little
gonna be
burnout won't kill it. Yeah. I know, but
We just got new tires of it. I guess it has new shoes, so you need
Yeah.
to see what they can do, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Drew and Lindsay called it. They're like, "Oh, I love new shoe day." Definitely don't want to tear up the new tires,
Yeah.
but one burnout in the cul-de-sac down here, it should be all right.
I think we're gonna do one just to get a good video or a donut, not a burnout. But yeah.
Is it as hard on your car to do a burnout on gravel as it is on concrete?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You just throw a bunch of rocks.
Yeah.
Dig a little bit of a hole.
Yeah.
Ow. New shoes are not cheap.
Oh no, not when you have to buy 6 of them for sure.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're going to get off here.
I'm gonna grab the camera and try to catch him doing something. But I've been up and around most of the day today. I had business to take care of in town, and Lily had a dentist appointment. So I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to. Just don't film from behind, right? Yeah. The rocks might hurt. Absolutely.
Well, but if you're doing a donut, I mean, where are you going to be?
Yeah.
You're just going to have to set the camera up over there and hope like heck a rock don't hit it and get out of the way.
Good thing if a rock hits our camera, we only spent like $50 on it on Amazon. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be too hard to replace. It would stink.
We love you, Jody.
Yeah.
Good night.
We love you guys. Thank you all for in the middle.
Well, okay.
That might actually be pretty cool.
Right,
Except I don't think I could turn around fast enough to. I'd get dizzy.
Yeah.
You'd have to put me on a merry-go-round in the middle. So
I guess we could like What do you suction cup it to the window of the truck
Mm-hmm.
or something?
Oh, that might be kind of cool too.
It would be.
Okay, we might have to do donuts. Our 2 donuts.
Okay, dang it.
All right, be looking for that in an upcoming video. I'm gonna try to go get or record some stuff for him, and we'll see how much I get. But yeah.
Yeah.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Love you guys. Bye.